The most important time to speak to God is when things are going good. Because the more you thank God and express gratitude to God for the things that's good in your life, good things continue to come. Welcome newbies, and welcome back to all of you beautiful people out there. Thank you for tuning in. I am Samaria Lee.
And I am Kiara Jai, and this is the With Class podcast, where we share stories that are meant to encourage, empower, and to elevate us all. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And with that, class is now in session.
Okay.
So today we're talking about 30 things that we've learned in our 30 plus years of life.
So I have 15 and she had 15.
Yes. You want to start first?
Sure. So my first thing would be accountability. So I think one of the most important things that I learned over the last 30 years was accountability. To hold myself accountable for my actions, my wrongdoings, my mistakes, whatever it is that can help me grow. But hold myself accountable, learn how to stop pointing fingers at other people. Whenever there's conflict, it takes two to have conflict. So knowing the role that I played and just holding myself accountable for those things and learning how to hold myself accountable, I feel like I grew so much because of that. Because it's easy to just point the finger at other people, and if I say that you the cause of this, then I'm thinking nothing of it after that. But if I'm looking into myself and the part that I played, then I can grow, and in the next situation I can be better. If that makes sense.
I agree. Accountability equals growth. And I think that also, to piggyback on accountability, I feel like when you apologize for something that you done wrong, you less likely to do it again. Apologizing not easy, so you less likely to be a repeat offender if you
genuine in your apology.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
If you genuine, because some people apologize over and over and over for the same.
That's true. That is true.
But I feel like because you could apologize without taking accountability. You can apologize just because. So when you taking accountability and apologizing and understanding where you went wrong, then I feel like you fix that.
Okay. So my first one was, to me, the journey is the most important. And I say that because I feel like you climb a mountain continuously, and you wanna get to the top of that mountain, but everything that you learn along the way makes you who you are. Yeah. So the journey is most important because it molds and shape you to the person that you want to become. Once you reach the point where you're trying to get to, the journey has helped you not only get there, but learn valuable lessons along the way and become that person that you need to become.
And that's it's like taking a flight to overseas. Like, you want to look out the window some point of the journey so you could see the oceans that you crossing, the forests that you might be crossing. It's like you have to pay attention that the things you're going through while you're going to where you're going to. I feel like it's the most important part of the journey, because the destination is the destination is so complex that, like, some may say, I want to be successful. What is the destination of success? Exactly. Like, some people might say that, but then they make their first 100,000 and they like, oh, this is not what success is. I want 1 million. I want this. So it's like the journey to get to the destination, that you never know where the destination going to end.
Exactly.
Because when you get here, then you want to go there.
It's like it's no end.
Yeah.
It's just growth, elevation, learning, and becoming. So I'm just focused on becoming and like being comfortable in the journey, which is the struggle part, the hard part. So when I get to places that I want to get to, it's not like, oh, I can't even explain
You can appreciate it more.
Yeah, I can appreciate it more because of the route that it took me to get there.
Right.
You know?
With Class Podcast is brought to you by Get Mossed Up, a sea moss smoothie line that is life inside of a bottle, providing 92 vitamins and minerals, a taste that is refreshing, the nutrients that leave you energized, with benefits that leave you no choice but to drink it. Get Mossed Up smoothies aids in weight loss, reduces overeating by suppressing the appetite, supports a healthy digestive tract, tastes amazing, perfect for meal replacements, a variety of flavors, has a woman's formula designed specifically for women, a men's formula designed specifically for men, and has a children's formula specifically curated for the little ones. Seymour Smoothies is an excellent source of nutrients for everyone, including pregnant and lactating women. So why not get mossed up with these organic smoothies sold exclusively at Blue Nile Herbs and Spices? Sold in singles and variety packs. Orders are available for in-store purchasing and also available for shipping. Blue Nile Herbs and Spices, located at 2824 Georgia Avenue, Northwest, Washington, D.C. To order herbs and spices from Blue Nile online, please visit BlueNileBotanicals.com. If you are interested in reaching out via Instagram, please visit at Blue Nile Herbs and Spices. Health is wealth, so get mossed up. Peace. Okay, so number 2 for me is I learned about grief. Unfortunately, lost a few people close to me. And so I was forced to learn about the grief process. And I had to understand that, I learned that grieving isn't just one emotion. It's a few things, and it's steps. So it's like grief part number 1, grief part number 2, grief part number 3, number 4, number 5, and so on. But one is acceptance, one is anger, one is sadness, and the others that come with it. I just learned one of the things that I learned in my last 30 years was how to navigate through the grief process without like losing it, because a few times I felt like I could lose it at any moment. So I learned how to just like get through it. I learned how to use my pain as fuel to follow my purpose. And I also learned that without having something to look forward to and without having a purpose in life, that I wouldn't have made it through the grief process at all. Like I would have stopped at the first part of it, and I probably would have wanted to do something bad to myself, because it's such a hard thing.
And I feel like with grief, I guess acceptance is the final stage, or like towards the end, because I know in the beginning it's hard to accept. But with my acceptance came just accepting that the pain will always be with me. It's just a part of me. I know some people say that with time things heal, but I just learned to accept that the pain that I feel for the ones that I lost, that I love, that it'll just be with me. Mm-hmm. And I'm okay with that.
Yeah, because it is okay. Some people feel like you can't be in pain for, while grieving, and it's okay to accept that you have to live with pain. Because I feel like when you're trying to force the pain away, that's how you drive yourself crazy. It's like trying to heal from something that you can't really heal from. It's really no healing from. For me, anyway, I'm not going to speak on behalf of other people because some people might find healing in that. But for me, when I felt like I was trying to mend myself from this, it just wasn't working out. So I just accept that this is the pain that I have to live with, and this is okay. Like, nobody can tell me how I'm supposed to grieve and live with loss. Can't nobody tell me that.
Okay. So my second one is mastering my energy. I've come to realize that everything is energy. Like, so the energy that you put out always comes back. So I'm learning to just have peaceful, calm, positive energy, because I realize that chaotic energy does not bring anything to me. When I'm at peace, when I'm calm, when I'm not worried, things flow easily to me, and I'm more optimistic, and I can be more productive that way also.
I agree with that 100%. My number 3 is I learned that the only person I am capable of changing in this world is the person that stared back at me when I look into the mirror. So at one point in my life, I felt like I want better for everybody, so I have to force change on them if I feel like they not moving in the right direction. In my last 30 years, I learned that that's not the route. Number 1, people move at their own pace. Number 2, who am I to say what's right and what's wrong in somebody else's journey? I only know what's right for me. And number 3 is I'm just not interested in changing somebody else. If they happy with how they are, then I too should be happy for them. And I just know that I can only change myself. So the things that I am unhappy with in life that I have the power to change, then I will change it. But otherwise, I'm not trying to force change on anybody or anything.
Oh, I'm so with that. So my third one is doing a few great things rather than many average things makes for a better outcome.
Yes.
So, and when I say that, I mean, I would prefer to do 2 hard things versus 5 easy things. And I say that with exercise in mind. So I've learned what works best for my body, and I'll prefer to do those harder things than doing the easier workouts and a whole bunch of them that's not going to work for me. Because everything takes effort. So if we spread ourselves too thin, doing all these different things that doesn't make sense, that has no power behind them, we're wasting time. When we can put our passion, our energy, that's even with starting businesses. We should do things that align with our purpose, so that when it's not easy to get up and do it, is your purpose is in it, so you're going to do it anyway. And
you'll want to do it.
And you're going to want to do it because you have a why behind that.
Okay. Number 4 for me is that everyone is a mirror to somebody else. So, oftentimes when someone look at you, they'll either see 1 or 2 things. They'll see what they they'll see what they have that you have, or they'll see what they don't have that you have. And so sometimes when people are being unkind, unruly to you, it's not personal against you. It's just because they saying something in you that they don't see in themselves, that they probably wish that they saw in themselves. And a lot of us don't know how to ask. Like, if you have something that I wish I had, it's harder for me to ask you, like, help me get this, or how do I do this, versus trying to figure it out on my own, and I don't have the answer, so I get upset with you because of how you get to do that and I can't. And with that being a mirror, us being mirrors to other people, along with that, I also learned that comparison is the killer of all joy. So when we look at other people and we compare ourselves to them, then we are killing the joy in our life, because their life is not meant to be compared to our life. All of us have a different purpose. All of us was uniquely designed. So we all have something that somebody else don't have, and I might have something that you don't have. You might have something that I don't have. But that's the beauty of it being so many of us in this world, because wherever I lack, you can pick up.
Yes.
And that's where teamwork come in at. So comparison is the killer of all joy. And anybody that's comparing their life to other people, please stop. Just love your life, because your life is precious. No matter what you may lack, no matter what somebody else may have, your life is your life for a reason, and it's purposeful. And I think you should be happy about that, like just grateful.
Yes. All right. So my fourth one is, when we find our purpose and align with it, greatness follows. You cannot go wrong when you find your purpose and you just put your all into it. It's God's work for us to live our purpose. So greatness will follow. Just like pressure bust pipe, just keep at it. Just keep at it, and greatness will follow.
So my number 5 is laughing is the highest form of vibration. I always was a goofy person, but after losing my loved ones, I realized that laughing, other than family, laughing is what keep me in a good place.
To laugh.
Yeah.
Put a funny person in the room with me and we be there all day.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so goofy like that.
Laughing is a beautiful
I love that.
thing. It raises your vibration. You could be sad, but the minute somebody make you have a good laugh, it's like your day is already uplifted after that.
Yes, make me laugh so hard that my cheeks hurts. It's my favorite. All right, so number 5 for me is, what's for me is for me, and can't nobody stop it. It's my birthright. I'm going to have it. God gave it to me.
Hello, chosen
one. Go ahead.
Number 6, trust when people show me who they are, and stop trusting them to be anything other than that. Oftentimes,
Period.
I see people for their potential versus who they are showing me they are, and I'm always disappointed, because people are always being who they are versus who I think they have the potential to be. I think it was Kevin Gates. If it wasn't Kevin Gates, it was somebody. Maybe it was Kevin Gates and somebody else. But anyway, they said, when somebody show you who they are, trust them to be that person. Trust a snake to be a snake. So when that snake bites you in the back, you not surprised. You not upset, because you already knew what it was.
And that goes right into mine, which is, let people be people.
Yeah.
And me and my sister now have a saying. This goes, what would Bo do? Because our dad, like, he told us this, let people be people. And it helps you a lot, because you become less disappointed when you already, look, that's them. That's how they going to be. It is what it is.
Yeah.
We cannot do nothing to change that. We have to accept what we cannot change. It's too much suffering going on, trying to figure out other people, what their motives are, like how they treat you. Like, focus on yourself and let them be them.
Let them be them.
And if you got roll out.
Yeah.
It's that simple.
But he don't even allow negative energy, negative words to come out about that. He just be like, that's how people are.
Human nature, baby.
Yeah.
It's human nature.
Okay. So my number 7 is I learned that when you have a hater, so everybody always say it's always the ones closest to you hating on you. I learned that that's just the way it is. To people who hate on people is always hating on people who are closest to them, because you and I came from the same place. We grew up in the same neck of the woods. We came from the same trenches. Why are you here and I'm here? Me and Beyonce, we don't know each other. I don't know her upbringing. I could easily say, oh, she only up here because she was born with a silver spoon. I can't say that about you. So the fact that me and you came from the exact same environment, we neck and neck, we next to each other, and I feel like you surpassed me. I don't have no other choice but to think that, what am I doing wrong? But people, again, back to holding yourself accountable. People don't hold their self accountable. So instead of them asking their self, what can I do to be better or to elevate up there, they get upset with you because they feel like that you have something that they don't have. And they say you can only really feel those feelings about people that you came up next to. So that's why most of the time you might feel like your biggest haters are the ones closest to you.
And guess what? That's a you problem. That's no longer a me problem. Because, growing up, you shrink yourself so those around you don't feel uncomfortable around you when you already know. Because most of us know from a child that we have something special within us. We can feel it. I felt it years ago when I was a little girl. I knew that it was something that I had to do something big on this earth. And ever since then, I've been putting my all into fulfilling that purpose. And I'm going to fulfill that purpose. And I'm sorry that it makes some people uncomfortable. But that's not my problem anymore. All right. So my number 7 is being open to learning any and everything. And I feel like I am open to learning everything because it puts me at an advantage. It opens my mind. I can go in different rooms and talk to different types of people because I have knowledge in different things. Like, I'm not just one-sided. I can talk about animals. I can talk about fashion. I could talk about some books that I've read. I could talk about the environment, the ocean, earth. It's so many different things because I'm so open to learning. I'm eager to know things. And I recently came across a quote that puts all of that into perspective for me. And it says, if we train hard, the fight will be easy. And I just feel like that just puts that into perspective. Like, you just stay ready. When you know things, you can easily prepare. You're not easily swayed by fear or anything because you just know. Okay?
So number 8 would be, for me, it's not your responsibility to make this kind of like piggybacking off what you said. It's not your responsibility to make people around you comfortable if it means dimming your light to do so. So sometimes you might feel like, okay, say if you going out with a group of friends and everybody is like dressed down, but you wanted to dress up. And you're like, okay, I don't want to wear this dress and these heels because I don't want to make them feel uncomfortable because they wore sweats and tennis shoes. That's not your responsibility to make them comfortable. You do as you feel is good for you. Do not dumb yourself down. Do not dumb yourself down. Sometimes I used to dumb myself down a lot.
Oh, I used to dumb it down, dim it down, however.
Everything. All of the above so that you don't make anybody else feel comfortable. Even if somebody it's a group of us and somebody woke up to me and compliment me, I will wash that compliment all the way down to the ground. Oh, I like your shoes. Oh, these old things, I got these on sale. Just because I don't want to make the people around me feel uncomfortable because that person didn't give them a compliment. That's not your responsibility. Accept your compliments, because compliments is kind of a form of God sending you blessings, God telling you that you're doing something right. It's like, I don't want to say it's only God, because it's people, but I'm just saying, like, it's an acknowledgement that for you to keep up the good work, like you're doing something good, and you shouldn't wash it down. You should live in that. Like, you should be proud of that. And a lot of times I used to wash myself down, and it kind of like lessened me as an individual. So I'm here to say it's not my responsibility to make nobody comfortable. If I want to dress up like I'm going to a gala, to a party down the street, that's what I'm going to do. I don't care who have what to say about it. I'm going to do what I want to do that makes me comfortable. And if somebody have an issue with it, that's their problem.
Yes, and haters, please stop with the snarky comments like, you wore that just to go ahead. Yes, she did. Listen, dressing up and being being beautiful is a boost of confidence. It makes you feel good when you get dressed up and you walk out the door and you just know you look good. Please don't be the friend to put somebody down, make them feel self-conscious after they done spent all these hours getting beautified, and then you the friends that you had to do all that. They go ahead and then they out thinking that they're overdressed. No, friend, you might just be underdressed. That's okay too.
Okay.
All right. So my 8th one is awareness is important, and I say that because we don't know what we don't know. Sometimes we just need to be made aware so that we can correct it.
So that comes with like having hard conversations.
Yes.
Because sometimes we're not mind readers. So sometimes you might feel like somebody is doing something to you that they are totally unaware of. And they don't think that they causing you the pain that they're causing you because they're thinking nothing of it. So it's your responsibility to talk to those who you love and who you surround yourself with to let them know if they're treating you poorly or not.
Yeah, because I was listening to a podcast, and the lady was explaining how people that do things to other people, they forget. But the person that it happened to, they don't forget, because those become scars, and those scars don't go away. So sometimes you have to let a person know what they have done to make you feel a way so that they can become aware of it and they can fix it. You know, if they don't fix it, they might not care. So you just have to move accordingly after that.
So my number 9 would be, and this is for all of my people who are grinding, who are entrepreneurs, starting businesses, or just giving their ideas to the people that they surround themselves with. Oftentimes, support doesn't come from your inner circle. It doesn't come from your immediate family. Sometimes, I'm saying sometimes, because we have people around us that's going to support us to the end. But let's not get discouraged about our dreams, our goals, and what we can fulfill in life, because we noticing that people around us is not supporting us, because most of your support will come from those who you've never met before.
I agree. All right, my number 9 is the value of discernment. And I feel like it saves me a lot of trouble being able to discern like what's right from wrong. And discernment is not like it's more of like a inner feeling. It's like your mental tells you when something is like a gut feeling, when
like
something
your intuition.
Like your intuition. But it took me a while to like master discernment. That just comes with meditation and listening to myself. like being in silence and listening to myself. So I had to really like do soul searching and get to know myself and who I am at the core. And that helps me move and navigate through this world. So that's why the value of discernment, I've learned what that is in my 30 years, 30 plus.
Okay. Then my number 10 takes me to not taking things personally. Because, again, I feel like I mentioned this a few times, but sometimes people treat you according to what they are feeling. Mm-mm. The way they treating you has nothing to do with you. And this is like most of the time. It's this one girl. Well, I used to work at the front desk associate. Every time she came in, I said, "Good morning, how you doing?" And she said, "Washington School for Girls." And I say, "Okay, go up." And when she come out, I say, "Have a good day." She used to be so upset with me for telling her good morning and to have a good day. In the beginning, I used to be like, you know what? I'm going to stop speaking to her. Like, F that. She ain't about to keep talking to me like that. But I kept speaking to her because I noticed that something has to be going on in her life. Like, she have to have a messed up life for her to be upset with somebody acknowledging her on a daily basis and giving her uplifting words. So the ones that's hardest to love are usually the ones that need it the most. So when people are mean to you, it's really a reflection of what they are going through at home. That's kids too. Kids that come to school with bad behavior. It's a reflection of the things that they are going through at home. Being unkind and being bad and all of those things, it's a learned behavior, and it comes from unhappiness. So when people do you wrong, people do things to you, if you know you haven't done anything to them, don't take it personally. Pray for them.
That's one of the 4 agreements that I have plastered on my phone. So try to remind myself that I'm not taking things personally. So my 10th one is, unfortunately, we cannot eat what we want to. And I had to learn that the hard way, but I believe that food goes hand in hand with everything else that you do in life to better yourself, which means exercise, meditation. Because it just feels like if you you exercise, but you eat poorly, it's not going to balance out. So most people that work out, they eat right so that they can get the dream body that they want. So for me, I know that I can't eat what I want because I became sick. And I know that certain foods were contributing to my sickness. And now that I eat better, I feel better.
Yeah. And so for me, when I went on to a journey to skin healing, hair growth, skin healing, I learned that everything on your outer body is a reflection of what's going on inside of you. So the only way I was able to heal my acne was I had to cut out dairy products. And even I had to go even further and cut out sugar products because I noticed that, okay, I let go of the dairy. I still had a few bumps and still had breakouts. So I had to stop eating sugar. Sugar and dairy are like the biggest factors in skin conditions. And that's like eczema, itchy skin, dry skin, acne, just all of those things. And then also hair growth. You hydrate your body, your hair you start thinking your hair plant. I used to say, I had a friend in high school. I used to say, "Girl, your hair grows so fast." I thought I couldn't grow hair because I felt like my hair was always the same length. When I started eating better and I started making sure I drink a lot of water, I feel like I can cut my hair today and next year it'll be this length again.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and our bodies tell us.
You are what you eat.
You are what you eat, and your body will let you know through sickness, through disease, and through discomfort that you cannot eat what you want. You can even test it out with your menstrual cramps, because I noticed during that time of the month, if I don't eat certain foods, my cramps would be either non-existent or they would be very, very light. So try to stay away from citrusy foods during your menstrual, acidic foods, or like oranges and pineapples, and just notice a difference. And you'll thank me later.
So be mindful of what you eat. You are what you eat. My number 11, I saw this on Instagram, an Instagram post, and this girl, she said, I want y'all to stop healing and start growing. And that was one of the most important things that I have learned in my entire life. Because, again, like I said, some things are not worth trying to heal. Some things you just let go and you let God. You grow from it, you learn from it, and you grow from it. And if it's a pain that you're living with, such as like loss of a loved one, you allow that pain to grow with you. When we try to fight back that resistance, like I'm trying to get rid of this pain, I'm trying to get rid of this, I don't want this, I want to heal. My heart is broken, I need my heart to be back together. Just be okay with your heart being broken and it growing with you. It's so much growth and hurt. It's so much growth and pain. It's so much growth and struggle. We have to accept these things and move forward. Whether they exist in our life or they don't, we grow with it.
And that's death to the ego. Because the ego is here to save us. But the ego tries to save us, and it hinders us from growing.
Exactly.
Because the ego, instead of going through something, it's going to tell you, do this instead so you can feel better. Yeah. And it's going to give you those quick fixes. And then once you get that shot of dopamine from that quick fix, the problem is going to be right there again. Instead of just growing through that problem.
Yeah. And doing what you got to do.
And becoming a stronger person.
Yes.
All right. So my number 11 is the power of discipline. And I say this one because I've been so disciplined for the past 3 weeks that my mental state has totally changed. I can get up now and exercise with no problem. I missed my exercise Friday morning, so I did it Friday night before bed with no problem. And it's only because this is the most consistent that I've ever been. I've worked out sporadically throughout the years. Like 1 week I'll be on, next week I'll be off, then I'll start again. But this has been the most consistent that I've been. And now I'm like, okay, you are that girl that gets up and works out. So let's get it. And it's just easy for me. So discipline, powerful.
Discipline is a big one. I read a quote that said, discipline is what keeps us going when we are not motivated.
Yes, because motivation is temporary. But discipline is going to get you up and get you going and get you doing what you have to do, even when you're not motivated to do it.
Okay. My number 12, I feel like this is one that I learned yesterday.
Okay.
Always be kind. Stop being nice.
Ooh.
Stop being a people pleaser.
Ooh.
I live my whole life being a people's pleaser. I've done things that made me uncomfortable. I've done things at the expense of my happiness. I've done things at the expense of my peace to make other people feel good, to make other people happy, and to refrain from confrontation or making other people feel upset or uncomfortable around me. Those days are over. If you don't like it, I don't know what to tell you, but I noticed that even after losing my loved ones, I feel like I became stronger in who I am and my voice and just staying firm with people and setting boundaries with people. What I did notice when I started doing this and keeping my foot down and not bending or folding for people, I noticed that people started calling me mean. So do not allow people to say you this, you that, and make you feel bad to reverting back to doing what people want you to do, because people will use those type of manipulation tactics when they know that you're not doing what they want you to do anymore. Don't fall for it. Stand your ground. Your backbone is important. God didn't bring you here to be a pushover. You will not be successful. You will not be anything in life if you are a pushover. We are not doormats. They make those at the store. We are not those. We have bones for a reason. We stand up for a reason. We have toes to stand on all 10 of them. Some people might have 5. I don't care how many you have. Stand on them.
Stand on business.
Stand on business. I don't care if you don't have toes or no limbs. This is for everybody. I don't care if you can't stand up. You can still stand on business. Stand on it.
And with standing on business, my number 12 is minding my own business. Let me tell you something. Minding my own business has enhanced my life like tremendously, because I don't have the time, the energy to focus on what Tom, Dick, or Hurry got going on, because I'm focused on what Key got going on. And guess what? That's just the good, the bad, and the ugly about me. I'm able to fix all of that because I'm only focused on me. I'm not focused on your flaws, your shortcomings, your successes, your failures. I'm focusing on mine so that I can be the person that I need to be. So I can show up for myself, for my family, and for the fucking world.
Hello? And they say losers focus on winners. Winners focus on winning.
Wow.
Okay. My number 13 is I learned in my last 30 years, I learned the beauty of and the miracle of birth and life.
Oh my God.
When I gave birth to my daughter and raising my daughter, I see the importance of life, how purposeful it is, how precious it is, how beautiful it is, and also how fragile it is. And I wouldn't have reached that point without giving birth, giving life to another human being, because I'm responsible for hers. I see it more. I'm able to F up in my life. This world is a big old playground for me to go F up in it. But when I look at my daughter, that's the life that I feel like I don't have room to F up in her life. So I found the beauty of birth and life and giving birth to my child.
Okay. Right, my number 13, being soft. And my definition of being a soft in my soft girl era is just being peaceful, not having to raise my voice, get too angry about anything, just flowing with the ebbs and flows of life, and not doing too much worrying and stressing. And that's not a weakness. It's powerful to me. Not allowing other people the things that they do and allowing myself to get angry about it or react to it is power. So guess what? This is where I'll be sitting, being soft.
Okay. Yeah. 19 Keys said something referring to that. He said that Black people don't know how to respond. They know how to react.
Yes.
We have to let go of reacting because this is how we are able to be controlled by those who seek the power to control other people, because we are so quick to react to every single thing. We don't know how to respond responsibly. We react. When you allow people to force a reaction out of you, that person has total control over you. We gotta stop reacting and start responding responsibly.
Okay.
So my number 14 is, this is the most important. I think I said one of my other ones was the most important, but this is the absolute biggest one to me, and it came this year. Although I thought I always had it, it really came this year. But I learned God. I met God this year, 2025. Oh no, somewhere in 2024. I'm gonna say somewhere in 2024, last year. I met God. I decided that I'm going to communicate with God. I talk to God. I laugh at God for some of the stuff. I be like, God, I know you ain't just do that. But I really allow myself to talk to God, to cry to God. And the biggest thing that I stopped doing was asking God for stuff. Like, I learned to just stop asking God for. God is not there. God is not Santa Claus. I feel like all our life, we was taught that our relationship with God should be praying for stuff. No.
And praying only when things are bad.
And praying when things are bad. The most important time to speak to God is when things are going good. Because the more you thank God and express gratitude to God for the things that's good in your life, good things continue to come. The more you drop only to your knees to pray when bad things are happening, it feels like bad things keep coming, because those are the only things that you are acknowledging to God. You speaking those things to the universe. Why is it not more important for you to drop down and say, thank you, God, that I'm alive, for it to be, God, please let me get a job? God is not okay with you just asking, begging. Nobody likes beggars, and I feel like God is one of those entities that do not like beggars, because when you beg, you are showing a lack thereof. You are only acknowledging what you don't have.
Yeah.
So I built a strong relationship with God. I learned the true meaning of having God in my life, and God is having faith when your faith is being tested. When the world is in chaos, still believing that God got your back. And I have to touch bases on this for everybody who is panicking that Trump is in office. Stop allowing Trump or the Democrats or the Republicans or the government to rule your life. The government is not in control of your life. The government does not have the final say. They can make decisions that might affect people, and unfortunately, that's just how the world goes. But when the government is failing you, when your president is failing you, when Trump, whoever, Democrat, whoever you believe in is failing you, bring your faith back to the only thing that you should have faith in, and that's God.
Yes.
God has the final say. Anything that's happening in this world is happening for a reason. God knows best. When everybody say they Christians, they go to church, they do this, they believe in a higher power, but every time you get on social media or anywhere and complain about somebody being your president, it shows that you do not believe in God. Start believing in God.
Okay. And with that, my number 14 is, I won't say we create our lives, because I feel like when we're born, we're brought here, our life is already planned out for us, which is created by God. But I would say we create our experiences. experiences in this life. So whether it's a good experience or a bad experience, we create it through our perception. So we have to learn how to perceive things differently so that we can just move peacefully through this world. Life hard enough. We don't need a whole bunch of outside distractions just messing up our mental,
Well, I guess that's brings us to number 15.
Yes.
And my number 15 is everybody. My best advice for everybody is when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. You don't have to use sugar, but make your lemonade the sweetest as it can be. Because life is about going through and getting through things. It's not about how sour the lemon is. It's not even about how sweet the lemon is. It's about what you do with the lemon. And with that being said, let go and let God.
Okay. My number 15 is I'm that girl.
Hey.
And I say that with love, but I have gotten to know my soul in my last 30-something years, and God just gave me a wonderful soul.
She's
that girl.
She's that girl. That's so crazy.
She is that girl.
For the last couple weeks, I have been chanting, I am that girl.
Yes. So, look, listeners, we want y'all to comment below and let us know some things that you learned so we can get a conversation going. We would really like to know, like, what you have learned, because we can learn some things from you guys as well.
I learn them every day. About 6 out of my last 15, I swear I just learned in the last week.
Yes. Do you want to add anything else to that?
The only thing I would add to that is positive vibes, positive energy, love, light, peace to all of those who are in need of that. I've been seeing that it's been very cloudy on Instagram, and I just want to send my love, my condolences, strength, and light to everybody who's enduring something tragic right now, and even those who need some love, who just feel like it's a lot of love in the world right now. I just want to spread it.
Yes, and just remember this. At the end of the day is going to end.
Hello.
And with that being said, do everything with love, with class, and with peace, pretty girl.